Good to see you too. Okay. Let this populate on my end and then we'll start. Okay, there we are. All right. Hi, everybody. Happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day, as they call it. Hi, Tanya. This is our focus today is on Actionera Web. And I've got I got things planned out today, and I got something to give everybody today that can obviously be used for what's coming up for Actionera Web, but it's also it can be used for your app too, because they're kind of one and the same. So we're gonna dive into today talking about courses. I'm going to show you what the course module is going to look like, and some of the functionality of it, which is again very similar to the app, but it's web created and web delivered, and I'll just go over a few other things. We've made a whole bunch of like little small changes in the website, small but in a lot of ways big, and some of those have already been turned on, and some of them are about to be turned on, along with the WYSIWYG is actually the WYSIWYG was scheduled and transferred over into production, which means into your guys' account to use last night. But when they do that, merge, when they do the merge of one from what we call the staging server, where everything is tested and by the teams, and the QA means they're the testers, they're the ones that are kicking the tires and making sure things don't break. Then they merge everything over to production, and they QA everything there too before they say it's good to go. And so when they moved everything over into production last night for the WYSIWYG and a few other changes, some bugs popped up to the point to where they're afraid it was going to break some of the other aspects of the website. So they undid it, and they are addressing that. And they're telling me that should be only a day or two before it'll then be passed over and should work fine. Okay. So when that happens, of course, they let me know when that sort of thing happens. Then I'll send you guys an email, and then you guys can go in there and play around with the WYSIWYG and do all kinds of cool stuff with it. How many of you have not? Has anybody here not seen what the WYSIWYG is and what it does and all the? Okay, so there's a couple of you guys. Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of a tour of that tonight too, because there's some new things that that weren't there last time I showed it to everybody 2 weeks ago, because based off of some things I wanted to change, they made those changes, and it makes a big difference. It does that. So I'll give you a little bit of a tour of that tonight. I'll show you the course module. So the next major feature that will be coming to the website will be the course module. And I've got I'm at, what is it? Let me look at here. It's whoops, wrong button here. It is how many pages is this? I'll tell you here. I've got a 41-page course planning planner for you to actually help you organize courses and what the modules are and which lessons do you want, what are all the different components to it. So I'm going to give you that PDF tonight so that you guys could use this. And it's been modified specifically for elements of Actionera platform, the Actionera course module app and web. So it's very specific to that, but it also has a bunch of other stuff, like it's helping you kind of plan out who's this course built for, what are the demographics, what's the journey you want to take people on, so that you can figure out the flow of the lessons and the modules and that sort of thing, and what are the modules, what are the lessons under the modules, and then you break down it's very cool. So I'll give that to you guys tonight. It's a pretty comprehensive planner. And hopefully it'll help you guys. Cool. Sound good? So that's that's the plan for the agenda. That's the agenda tonight. So, and then if there's any questions about any of that, great. If there's questions about other stuff, great. We'll have plenty of time, plenty of time for that. Cool. Anybody have any immediate questions that they want to ask that they've been waiting until Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific to ask me? Anybody? Bueller? Okay, everybody got that, right? Everybody understands the Bueller phrase, right? Okay. No? What was it? Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the movie? Never saw that? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, it's in there. Okay. It's a classic.
What's the point? I missed the connection.
You have to watch the movie again to understand it. It's the teacher doing that. All right. So there's absolutely 0 point to it in context to what I'm teaching here tonight. It's just me being weird. Okay, cool. So, all right. So let's dive in and let me show you WYSIWYG and some of the newest things that was been added to it since the last time most of you have seen WYSIWYG. So let me pull that up and let's get to it. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. Now this is again, this is the staging server. This is where things are tested and worked out before it moves it over into production server, which is where your guys' accounts are set up and that sort of thing. So WYSIWYG is going to be integrated throughout most of the areas of the portal that have any kind of block of text. So welcome screen is going to have WYSIWYG, and what is WYSIWYG? What you see is what you get. That's the what it stands for. And basically you'll know if there's a WYSIWYG because you'll see this block of text here. You'll see an app option and you'll see a web option. And when you click on the web option, this is what a WYSIWYG is. It's essentially, it's a text editor. It's like, Microsoft Word, built into the page so that you can do all kinds of different things with text and other elements for your web pages. Okay, so it's included in like the video description, the article description, tips and posts, audios, I think Q&As, all these different areas that have blocks of text, the lessons. It will be integrated in with courses so that you can do more advanced stuff with the actual text. So one great place that you can do this, let's go to the tips and posts section, is tips and posts, because I like to use tips and posts for like creating blog posts. And this is a great way of actually making your blog post look really good. So let's just do this. Let's say Wednesday test. And now there's an app button and a web button. So in other words, if you put a bunch of content in here and you want this content to show up in the website and the app, you're going to have to take just the text version of this content and paste it in here too. If you leave this blank, if this is assuming that you have the app and the website, if you leave this blank and you only have content under the web, then the app will have no content. Okay, so you just want to keep in mind that if you're running both the app and the web, that you want to put stuff in both places. But obviously you're just going to put text in here, and then under web, the WYSIWYG, you can do a lot more. So let's just kind of get in here and I'll show you a couple things. Just break it down real quick for you, and then I'll show you a couple things that have changed, so it allows you to do a little bit more fancier stuff. So first you can create a headline text, you can create bullets. So let's do a couple here, and you can do numbers. Okay, I'm just typing this out, and then we're going to format it. You can put in an image here. So we'll put in an image there. You can do links. This is a link. You can embed, I'm not going to show you this tonight, but you can embed JavaScript code in here. So you can actually put in like opt-in forms or forms in general. Anything that has embed, you can embed, forms, opt-in signups. You can do embed videos from YouTube. So you can do all kinds of stuff onto this one page. You can bold, italicize, center the stuff. And then the other thing, this is the thing that has kind of changed since our last time, is that you can create tables and change certain things in tables. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. So first, with the headline, I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to go to paragraph, and I'm going to choose the headline, largest text here. Now, one thing that is coming, just so you guys know, they have this in the works, but we don't want it to, we didn't want to hold up this, is that you're going to be able to choose font size. So you won't have to just rely on, well, these are the only sizes of the fonts, but you'll be able to choose like 12 point, 14 point, 16 point font size, so on and so forth. Right now, you can change the font to a whole bunch of different fonts, and I could center it, and so that's like the headline. This is bullets. So if I come in here and I do bullets, and if I want to make the bullets a little bit larger, then I go to heading 3 in this particular case. These are numbers, so I'll do numbers, and I can go large, a little bit larger on these, and I can bold them. Now they look bolded here, but they're actually not going to be bolded on the page, and you guys will see it. Okay. If I want to do an image, then I need the actual image URL. So the image needs to be located on the internet somewhere. And then you go and you copy the image address. And this is how you do it in Chrome. And I can throw in an image by clicking on this little icon here, putting in that image. If I want, I can change the size of the image. Hit save. I can center the image like that. If I want to put a link in, then I come in here and put on a link and put the URL in there. So we'll just go to Actionera. You can have it open in the new windows, current window. It's always suggested you do it in a new window. So that's a link. And then this, I'm not going to show you, but you can embed forms and stuff like that. Now, the way you embed forms is that you figure out where you want to actually put the form. And I usually type in some X's, because what you're going to do is you're going to come up here and you're going to click on this little source code icon, and you're going to go find those X's, and that's where you're going to paste the JavaScript that you have for forms or embed code for videos. So that sort of thing. Okay. Bold, italicized, here's a strike through. And we might as well also change the color too. So you guys are getting the point. Now, the tables. With the tables is that you can come in here and you can create tables by simply clicking on this icon, going over here, and then you could just, by selecting the number of boxes, figure out how many columns and how many rows. So I could do two columns, 2 rows, and then it creates that table there. Okay, so now I can come in here and I could put an image in here, like an image here, text here. I could do all kinds of stuff inside of the table. So that means if I wanted to do like if I wanted to put like the numbers on one side, and then the bullets on the other side, then so you could have that kind of two column thing that organizes, bullets. This wouldn't be numbers and bullets, but bullets and bullets, that type of thing. Okay. Now, the thing that is shifted with this since last time is that you can actually set the properties of this, where you go down here and you go to cell properties, and this is what's new. You can go to advanced, and you can now select whether or not you want a border around the thing, what the width is. You can do a border color, and you can even do a background color. So if I want to take and I want to make this gray, then and have lines going around it, I could do that. You could also come up here and do what are called table properties. Is that it? Show caption. That's no, it's not table properties. It's how do you do this? Is it column or row? Row properties. Let's see, row properties. No, I think it's what I showed you. Under cell properties, let me just look at one more time. Oh, no, border. Under table properties, you can now turn off the border that goes around it. So there's not a line that goes around the whole thing. So as you can see, the lines have just disappeared, which was kind of a thing that I didn't like before too. But I can come in here and I can change the cell properties and make it a different color. And these are all the different things that you can do with the WYSIWYG now. Okay. Now what happens is that when you create this, so I don't think I need to do anything else. I hit submit. And I'm going to go back to it, grab the URL. It then will display on the page the way you're actually designing it there. So you can jazz up your pages. Yes, I used the word jazz. You can jazz up your pages with the WYSIWYG and do all kinds of stuff. So this is significantly awesome, because if you look at well, this is not a good example because they were testing it here, obviously doing things. But if you look at just like a regular website, if I go over here to Live Your List, and I go to the home screen. Shoot, I just hit refresh again. This is pretty boring. If I had a lot of text, it's just boring. There's no bold. I can't do anything. So the WYSIWYG allows you to make that look better, sexier. So that's what the WYSIWYG is, and it gives you just unlimited possibilities as far as how you design out your pages and such. Now, there was the question. I did want to mention this because this wasn't. This was kind of like, can we do this in the other thing? Is that the question was, can you take a Word document and just copy and paste into the WYSIWYG without it messing things up? So I'm taking a Word document that I have here. What happened? Where's my Zoom? You guys are, oh, there it is. Okay. So if I took a piece from a Word document here and I'm pasting it in here, and it's actually all the formatting is actually being transferred over. So the bold, any italics and that sort of thing. The only thing that won't transfer over really well from a Word document, or that won't transfer not really well at all, are images and that sort of thing. So if you want to take a Word document and lay out what you want your page to look like with the fonts and the headers and the bolds and the italics and that sort of thing, just copy and paste in here. You can actually do that, and it pretty much keeps it pretty set for you. So if I do that and then go over here and hit refresh, you'll see that's it. I increased the font size a little bit, and that's pretty much kind of how it looks. Okay.
And when you say Word doc is equally applicable to a Google Doc?
Yeah, should work the same.
Very cool.
All right, so that's the WYSIWYG coming soon to the
thank you.
Very
cool. Very cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody have any questions about WYSIWYG? Yes, Sherry. Sherry's still eating.
I will be until this bag of popcorn is gone. if I have something in the app tab, just plain text, will I be able to click on the web tab and will that text be there so
No.
that I can then apply?
No, they're independent, so you just copy and paste it
But you
over.
can copy and paste the plain
Oh, yeah.
text into the, okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah, because that's how it all starts out anyway in the WYSIWYG.
Will that be a long-term thing that eventually we won't have to do it in both spots, or is this?
Nope. No,
Nope.
it's, well, if you do not, well, let's just test it here, okay? Because I
Sure.
don't know, I think this is the way we asked them to do it. So test to Wednesday, okay? If you put text in here, and I don't know if this is going to happen or not, but we'll find out. And you don't put it into the web, then oh, hold on, gotta go back to it. I keep forgetting that I have to go back. I have to submit it first before I can get the proper URL. So if I go to that page, no, you actually have to have text in. If you want it to show up on the web, you have to have text in the WYSIWYG field. I thought they'd set it up, but now I remember that was problematic because they're specifically concentrating on web being this. This is the text for the web. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, so I would just go over to, basically over to app. Well, I would go over to app and I would just copy this. And then I would go over here to web and I would paste that there. Bold that, bold this, and highlight it, increase the font. You'll be able to increase the font with the font size, soon. And then you just got a nicer formatted version of web. And this is app. Cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I had
Ivy.
another question, but I can't remember it.
Okay, well, if you have it, Ivy, you have a question?
Yes, I do, Robert. I'm just trying to get some clarification about the image. You mentioned that to upload an image would have to have a URL. What if I wanted to upload like a picture from my picture document? How would that work?
So Jennifer, Matt, can you one or both of you on mute?
Yeah, what's up?
Did we create that article on how to create a media my
It's-
media lesson?
It's on the list, but the action giveaway how-to took precedence this week.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's right.
But it is on the
I'm
list.
not going to take any stars away from you guys. Just
Thank you.
curious. You're welcome. Wow, I love it. I've just got them. I mean, just fearful. So I've what we did is we showed we'll have an article up, but we showed you a way of using lessons to basically create like a media thing. So I think I already got it set up here. So what you do is you create a lesson. I think we call it My Media. Yeah, so you create a lesson called My Media, and then if you wanted to, let's say, upload a photo in order to have the URL to that photo, then you're just basically go in here and you're like, you click on Add section, you go over here to Image, you upload that photo from your computer, right? And you hit save, and then so I hit save, and then I hit submit. What? Oh, yeah. You hit save, and then you hit submit. Let me grab this URL. And then what happens is that if you go to the URL for this lesson, which is no one else sees it, it's a private URL, you'll have all the images that you want to upload to right click on and get the image URL to. So this is kind of like what WordPress does. WordPress has an area, although with WordPress, you can actually upload images inside of a document, but WordPress has an area where you can just upload any media files and then you can get access to that media just by, by going to the page. So we'll have an article done, soon, but without pressure on my team because they're busy as it is, but soon, where it'll teach you how to actually upload a picture into your My Media lesson, grab the URL and use that in the WYSIWYG. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah. Tanya. Tanya, you had your hand up.
Yeah, sorry for the content that's already transported to the web version from the app. Was this a specific area that you were talking about that you were just going over, or do we then go back into whatever content may have already been transferred over previously for WYSIWYG stuff? Does that make sense? Sorry.
So you've actually brought up a really good point that I don't know the answer to. So when WYSIWYG goes live, what happens to all the existing content that's in there if you have to have content in the web folder? So that's a super good question that I need to get the answer to. So thank you for asking that, because I didn't even think about that. So you know what? 10 stars to you, Tanya. 10 stars. Yeah. So I don't know the answer to that, but I'll find out the answer and I'll make sure everybody knows before this is all done.
Okay.
Cool.
I mean, worst case scenario, we just copy and paste it from the app.
Yeah, but that would be a real pain in the ass, because I know
It
some
would.
people that have hundreds of pieces of content.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have to come up with some solution.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions, or shall we move on to the course module? Course module? Course module it is. Okay. All right. So we I demonstrated this last week, but obviously not all of you were on last week's Thursday call. So I'm going to show it to you now. What I'm going to show you here, let me do this first. Without any further delay, let me give you guys this action course planner document, so you guys can download it to your computer. And Matt and Jennifer, if you guys could have a, I don't know if you can do, Matt, can you upload documents where people can download it from the actual knowledge base?
I've never tried that.
Okay. If need be, let's just throw it on the Google Drive and give it a link to it.
Yeah, I don't see why we wouldn't be able to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you go into the chat, that's the slightly customized, well, not slightly, but customized planner for Actionera course module. Okay. Download it. In fact, I can actually, show it to you right now too. Let's zoom out.
Robert,
yeah.
it asks, when you click on it, it asks what kind of file type you want to save it as. I don't think
It's
that's
it's a PDF.
but it only gives you the option for all files, which is an HTML thing. So I don't think that link's going to work.
It opened as a PDF for me.
No, it should open on your computer, and then you should be able to. So here's what it's supposed to do. Let me when you click on that, it will either open in whatever PDF software that you have on your computer.
It worked for me.
It is not doing that for me.
Okay, well, I'll email it to you then, Sherry.
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah. If anybody has any problems with this, we'll email it to you. Okay, so this is let me just go over this real quick so you guys can see it with me. Okay, so this is the homepage,
Robert, do you want
yeah.
me to try and get this on the article for this video replay? Is that where you're wanting me to put in the knowledge base? Okay.
Yeah. So this is just planning out a course. There are going to be pages in here that you're going to use and pages you're not going to use, but we wanted to give you a lot of different options in here. So So course setup, what is it that you're offering? What is the product that you're offering? Who's your ideal client? Where and how are you going to reach these ideal clients? There's going to be actually some repeat questions in here, like the target audience, what's who they are and where they're at and what are their biggest frustrations. That's a really good question to always answer, is what are their challenges? What are their frustrations? Because if your course can solve some of those problems, which is the next page, describe the problem, and what's the solution that you can provide in there, and that sort of thing. So, so there's a lot of different things that you can use in different ways. We'll get into some of the actual specific things in here, like who will here are some questions that help you, like who will create the slides or the video or the action list. Will you outsource it to do yourself? Will you build the course in advance, or will it be a pre-sale, or will it be live? So it just kind of gives you a bunch of things to think about. This, I think, is a very important question to think about if you're creating a course from the ground up, is what is the journey you want to take your participants on? The journey, as I've taught before, is someone is at a particular place in their life where they have a desire, a need, a frustration, a challenge, and you have something that is going to take them on a journey to a destination that's going to give them the experience that solves those needs, challenges, desires, that sort of thing. And so you always think about where's the starting point? What are people wanting? And what is the end point? What am I going to give them? What's the ultimate experience? And then you fill in the middle of that. That's the content. That's the journey. That's the modules. That's the lessons. And that's your teachings. Okay. So this is just a good question to kind of ponder here. It gets a bit more into like, who's this course? What is this course about? So you can detail that there. Are there any prerequisites? This is a good question. When students complete the course, what will they be able to accomplish or walk away with? Now we're starting to get into the planning side of things. Now we start to break it down into, okay, here's a couple of different names of my course, and under this module, I want these lesson ideas, so you can start to break it down. And now you break it down. Oh, that's an extra page, because you might have more than one module. Module details. And then you get into very specific things to Actionera, like what do you want the welcome video, or do you want a welcome video? And if you do want a welcome video, this is the video that they come to the very first time that they open the course, because if they're reopening the course, and if they're returning to the course, it's not going to keep taking them to the welcome video. It's going to take them to where they left off at in the course so they can continue it. There's a whole section in there where you can provide instructions. What are the specific instructions you want to give them? Is it just take it and enjoy it and go through it at whatever pace, or take one lesson a day and reflect on it, or you have to complete this lesson and take a test before you can get access to the next lesson? So these are all different things to think about. And then it starts to break down module checklist. Here are lessons and what are the bullet points of a lesson. So now this is specific to the Actionera platform, the lesson flow. So this would be the title of the lesson. These are all the different types of pieces of content that you can put in a lesson. And in whatever order, you can do multiple videos, multiple audios, you can do multiple of any of these things. And then you could just basically kind of brainstorm. So I'm going to say structure, headline, and then you write out what the headline is. And then I'm going to say image. I want an image of a mountain, and then you could say text, explain, what this lesson's about, or to give the text of it. So this, could be, you can do it however you want, but that's kind of how I see you doing it. And I give you a bunch of different of those pages. So I think there's like 5 of those pages, so you can plan them out, but you can also print these things and print multiple pages if you want. This is for creating a journal lesson inside of a lesson, the journal questions. This is for if you want to plan out some videos, what are the videos that you want? Here's course goals. How much money do you want to make? Is it a course? Is it like a multi-module course? Is it a challenge? Is it an action list course, group coaching course, a mini course? Filling in the gaps. Here's a brain dump. Just a little bit about selling the course. Yeah, not much on this. It just helps you kind of organize your thoughts around, a sales page, just a general task list, and a to-do list. Yeah, and to-do list, checklist. Again, some of these things you won't even do, but they're optional, and a notes. So that's what the planner is and stuff. Cool. Have fun, knock yourself out, not literally, but planning your
Robert,
course. Yeah.
This is fabulous.
Oh, cool.
I ran a beta course last month, and I started uploading the materials. And as soon as I was in the middle of uploading module 1, I thought I really need a plan for this.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
You're welcome. I would really like to say that I slaved over this for 2 weeks, 8 hours a day, creating this whole thing, but it was a white labeled royalty free Etsy template that I modified. God bless Etsy. Woo-hoo.
Thank you for passing it on. Just thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. But I mean, I did modify it specifically. I took out it was like 60 something pages long with a whole bunch of other stuff, but a lot of this stuff I didn't think was relevant for what we're doing. Okay.
Thank you for doing that and sharing it, because it's awesome.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, now let's talk about the course module.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, of course. Ask at any point.
So in that planner, is there any link to where you would use those materials in your, you're talking about the course module in the web site?
We're talking about the course module that exists currently in the app, and that is being built and that I'm about to show you for the web. Now, in the portal, let me switch out of here. In the portal, it's this section here. So everything that I'm about to show you, you build under courses, you build here. So you first create the details of the course. Now, what we may do is we may even get in there and get a little bit more descriptive with the planner, but some of this stuff is just like, we don't need to put it on a planner page because it's just, obvious stuff. But this is all the information about the course. And then once you create this course, then, and this is it's a pretty comprehensive, course module. It allows you to do a lot of things. It's very flexible. So once you create that initial information, you submit it, then you create the modules. And then once you create the modules, then you go into a module and then you add in the lessons and you give the details about that lesson. And under the lessons is where you say, well, I want a headline in this lesson. I want an image. I want a video. And I want journal questions, and you just fill in the form. So this is how you're going to build the course. Okay. Now you can currently do this right now and have a course available in your app because the app has had this for years now. But since we're not talking about the app today, we're talking about the website. I'm going to now show you what it will look like on the website, in the way that's built in the back end. Okay. Does that answer your question?
It answered the second part of my question. The first part was just, I mean, since you modified the Etsy planner, you didn't create that. But I was just wondering if there, like when we were giving you our materials for our app, you had a document that we would put in the links. So we would the planner doesn't have a direct connection with this.
No, it's not the planner. The planner is not a form. What you were doing was a form. This is
Mhm.
just a PDF that you print
Mhm.
or just visually look at and take notes on to organize your own thoughts about your own course.
Okay,
It's not something that you're submitting to us that we're building,
right.
like that initial form was.
No, I know you're not building it. I was just wondering. You would just, you would write in, or we would write in, like say what video, but we would know where we were going to get that to put into the
Yeah,
builder.
yeah. It's just helping you plan out your course, but
Okay,
then you add it into the back end here.
okay.
Okay?
Robert.
Yeah,
So the PDF is basically a guideline to think through your content as opposed to a blank piece of paper. And then my
Yeah.
question would be, when we were looking at the WYSIWYG stuff, we were looking at app versus web. And I understood all of that. In this context, does it make any difference whether you build it in the app side or in the web side?
No,
And do you have to?
it applies to both. There is no separate app course and web course. If you create a course, it'll be available in the app, it'll be available on the website.
And is there a preference as to which one to build it out in?
No, it's the same. You're building it into the back end and it's displaying in the app or the website. So it's
Okay, there's no two different places.
No.
It's one place and it shows up on the app or on the web, depending on which one you're logged into.
Yep, exactly.
Got it.
All right, cool.
Thank you.
All righty. Now let's talk about let's get in here. So when the course module launches for you, and you built a course. Now you could go in there right now and you could build out an entire course. So when the course module moves over to web, that course will be instantly available. Okay. When it launches, a new menu option will show up at the top that says courses. When you click on courses, it will then come here, and over here on the left side is where you'll have all the categories of courses. So if you do multiple courses, then the categories show up here. In the back end, this is where you create those course categories. Okay. So if I click on course categories here, I've got, 6 different categories, 7 different categories, something like that, that go here. So those that are listed here, health and wellness, business and success, that sort of thing, will show up here. And then if I click on one of those categories, then it will display the courses that are available, or courses that are available for people to enroll in, or available for, or if they are enrolled, then they'll have the information here. Now, just to give you what that looks like. So this would be an image that you upload for that course. If a person is not enrolled in the course, then obviously it says enroll. And when they click on that, they then go to a sales page that you get to build out. This would be WYSIWYG type content down here. This is, you could put your picture, or you could put a logo, or whatever. You could say it was created by the number of lessons, number of modules. You can have a video here, or you can have an image here. The call to action would be where people go to sign up for or purchase the course. This is the sales page, okay? And so if they're not enrolled, when they click on this, it will go to the sales page. If they are enrolled, which means that they've, unlocked that course because they purchased it, or they've got, you've given them access to it through an unlock code, then this button changes to enter. And when they click on enter, it goes to the welcome video screen, or welcome screen. If they will only, and then there'll be a button here for instructions. So this is where you can actually create instructions, and you do that inside of each course that you create. There's a place where you can put specific instructions for that course. If they click on that, it pops up in a window and they get the instructions, and you can put a video in there, an image and text and such. And then this is a welcome video. If you don't have a welcome video, then the image of the course that you have will appear here in its place. Okay. They only see this screen the first time that they go into the course. Okay. So we're going to assume now that they now will want to go to the lessons and the modules. So they'll click on lessons and modules, and it will then show all the modules here on the left-hand side. So if it's a 3-module course, there'll be 3 here and the names of them. And then they select the module, and it will default to module number 1. And then it will have the image that you provide for the module. So like a little header image. And then it will have all the lessons that are under that particular module here. Okay. Now, the way the course is set up, and the way our platform is set up, is if they're on this page and they've already entered that course, they've already seen the welcome screen, they've already gone through the, let's say, 3 lessons in module 1. When they click on this, it's going to take them to the it's going to skip this, and it's going to take them to the last lesson that they left off at, so they can continue their journey. Okay, so they'll land on the lesson that they left off at last. I think, or it might even bring them here. I think it goes direct to the lesson. I'm pretty sure it goes direct to the lesson.
Last time,
I know that.
last time
Hold
you
on.
said that it would go back to the beginning of the lesson, not in the middle.
Well, it never goes to the middle. There's never any point that goes to the middle of the lesson. It goes to, I'm pretty sure it goes to the lesson. That's the way it works on the app. Okay. Now,
Okay.
the app and the website are connected. They communicate with each other. So if someone signs up for a course and they go through the first 3 lessons on the website, and then there's lesson 4, 5, and 6 of that particular module that's left over, and they open up the app and they log in and they go to the course and click on it, it will take them to lesson number 4, the last lesson they left off at on the web. And then they take that that lesson, and then if they go back to the web, it'll remember where they left off from the app. So they're synced. Now, how does it know that where to take them? Is because this is all the different types of content that you can put on a lesson. So this is a breakdown of a lesson. You can do a headline, you can do a section title, you can do an image, you can do WYSIWYG text here, you can have a video, you can have an audio, you can have more text, and you can have journal questions. You can have 20 journal questions in blocks of 5. So I could do 5 journal questions and then more text and 5 more journal questions. You can have a Q&A area, but you can also use Q&A for like action steps, like today's action, or this lesson's action is, and then you give them an action step here. So there's a couple different ways that you can use that. If they click save journal, then it will, if there's an error and it doesn't save it, then that error will come up. If they click save journal, then it'll gray out save journal, so they'll know, but they'll actually be able to come back in here and continue to add more to their journal if they want. And then down here, if they complete lesson, it'll say lesson completed. It will give it a check mark over here. And then that's how it knows where to send you next. Okay, so it's based off of the actual, them completing the lesson themselves based off that. Once they do hit complete lesson, then it doesn't actually take them to the next lesson, because we want to make sure that if there's a call to action that you want them to take, then they can have the chance to click the call to action. But if they want to advance from one lesson to the next, then they can click these arrows, back, forward, that sort of thing. Okay. Up here, this is a quick back to the instructions. So if they need to go back and review the instructions again, it'll pull up the instructions. That's on every lesson. And here, is where all the journal entries, so everything that they put into any of these journal fields here, will be saved under their journal entries by the lesson title. So if they click on that lesson title, then they'll get the question and the question and the answer that they put in here. If they want to change this answer, they go back to that lesson and they change it here in the field. Okay. The course module has a drip system, so you could drip out lessons based off of a time frame. It has a release date. The lessons have the ability to be able to tag. So if you only want to give them, let's say, a lesson that they then have to complete a task, or they have to, take a quiz or whatever, they can click on the call to action, go to a quiz, take it, and if they answer the quiz properly, they've done what they are supposed to do, then you can give them an unlock code that they'll go over here to unlock code, that when they input that unlock code, it will then unlock the next lesson for them to take. So there's lots and lots of different ways that you can build out a course and deliver it here through here, just like in the app. So this is exactly what the app does, but this is the way it's formatted and how it will look on the web. The only thing that's different in the web than on the app is that the journal entries that are inputted in the web are not shared on the app. So if they input something here, they can only change it here on the web. And the reason being is because on the app, we don't store anybody's personal data in their journal entries. It's stored privately on their phone. So the only thing that's not shared from one to the other are the journal answers for each of the lessons. Now, eventually we'll change that, but that was too big of an undertaking that would delay the release of the 8.5 version. So we decided to just leave it the way it is. Okay. So this is being worked on now, and I'm praying that we'll have it done in December. Maybe possibly in the next couple weeks. If not, it'll be very, very early on in January that this will be available for you, and you'll be able to now have a complete learning management system where you can build unlimited courses with unlimited modules and lessons and content and all that sort of thing. Okay. Kath, do you have a question?
Yeah. I want to parallel the concept of leaving off in the middle of the app to say, this morning I listened to a replay on Zoom and it went an hour and a half or 2 hours or something like that. But I only had time to listen to the first 30 minutes. So if I go back to that Zoom as a parallel example, I can, if I remembered that I stopped at 30 minutes, I can go back and click my way to about 30 minutes and then start listening again. If I remember that I'm partway through a module or a lesson or something, and I remember where I left off, can I fast forward, so to speak, or do I totally have to start at the beginning?
Are you talking about a video?
No, I'm talking about all these.
Well, I mean, how do you fast forward through a lesson? You just scroll. So I don't know what you mean by fast forward. I understand. Yeah, fast forward through a video, fast forward through an audio. That's the only thing that you can fast forward through. But if they left off in the middle of a lesson and the lesson's really long that they couldn't complete it, they couldn't take the extra time to complete it, then they have to remember where they left off at, or they just go down and complete it.
And so if they remember,
there is no fast.
But if they remember where they left off, say it was just prior to the journal entry, they could go back to that.
Well, it's going to take them. It's going to take them back to that lesson, and then they just scroll to get to it.
Okay, and you can scroll down to where you remember you were and continue.
You bet you can. Yep.
Okay, that's what I wanted to hear. Love
Alrighty.
it. Thank you.
You bet.
Okay.
Now, all of this content that's on this page here can be organized in any order that you want. So it doesn't have to be, I have to have a headline, a section title in this order. If I wanted to start off with an audio file at the top and then a headline and then an image, or if I don't want a video or journal questions or whatever in here, it's up to you. You get to build this lesson with as much of any of this type of content as you want, or as little as you want. So that's that. Okay, Jennifer.
So Robert, will there be on the main screen, like before you're in a lesson, you know how there's multiple modules? Will it go seamless through the modules, or do you need to click to each module?
It will go through the modules.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So like one will connect to two once you're done with all the lessons in module 1.
Yeah. So if I finish this lesson here, then it will go to lesson or the next lesson in module 2.
Got it. So the user doesn't even have to leave the lesson and to go to the
No.
next one.
That's
beautiful. I love it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Any
so I
other
have a
questions?
question, Robert?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I am struck again by how brilliantly you have thought through all the details of what both the user needs and what the course provider needs. And I'm wondering, how did you get to be such an incredible expert in the mechanics of how all this works?
Oh, you, Thomas, I appreciate it. I pay Thomas to come on here every time and give me these compliments. So, and Thomas, this is a combination of Iman's work in coursework, right? So, Iman and I got together, and I've just been doing this. I actually started creating courses over 20 years ago.
Oh.
I created courses before there were ever any types of course technology out there on the internet. So, I even had a company. I started and founded a company called Conscious One. Got it. I forgot all about this, but ended up being a pretty big company for a little while. And unfortunately, my co-founder passed away. And all that was just creating courses based off of people's books. So we went out there and got like Gay Hendricks and Neil Donald Walsh and all these people. We took their actual books, we broke their books down into modules and lessons, and we built a very sophisticated multimedia course thing. So this is just kind of based off of what I kind of learned over the years. I mean, the thing about this is that we're trying to make this work within the infrastructure in the platform of Actionera altogether. This is not unique in all by itself, because you can go out there and find learning management systems. There are a dime a dozen out there nowadays, software. But once you combine this, like for example, after the course module is finished, the next thing that we're going to be putting into the web will be the action list module, which is going to be in the 8.5 version of the app. So that's almost done, is action list. Now, what's great about that is that you'll be able to create an actual course in action lists that's in list form, like the 5 exercises you can take each, that you do each day to transform your health or to lose weight. And it'll have the 5 exercises, the check that you can check each day, but then you can click on each one of those items and it'll pull up a video that'll teach you that exercise. So it's like a course in list form, but it will also be tied into lessons. So you'll actually be able to go in here and add an option in here to be able to activate a daily list or a weekly list or a monthly list or whatever that helps them implement this particular lesson. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to take all the different components of what the Actionera platform does, from the summits and one of the other things that will be added in here also, it'll because I think the roadmap is changing a little bit based off of what we feel is what people want, and you guys can confirm this or not, but the option will also be added after action list. We'll add in the option of be able to make comments, and then course participants be able to say, oh, I love this lesson, and then they'll be able to reply to each other, and that's the community feature. So one of the very first community features that we launched, even before the community module comes out, will be the ability to be able to make comments under an article, under a video, under a lesson, in a course, all that sort of thing. So so that's something that has just shifted in the last couple of days, is we moved that from the community thing to, no, this is kind of important, right? Let's get people connecting around the content. So, so Thomas, thank you for that. I appreciate that. There's a lot of work that goes into this with a lot of people. And we're very proud of it. I appreciate you saying that.
Rightly so. Thanks.
Yeah. All right. Anybody have any questions? Turn off my screen here. Okay, so let's open it up to any question about web in general. Just a real quick, everything, I just got confirmation right before this call that old PLR, 50 PLR content has been purged, and now you guys can now put in 60 PLR content into your account. So Saeed, I don't know if you looked at your account yet. You have your 60 PLRs in there. I did that for you.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
Where did the rest of us get it?
But here's, let me just show you how that's going to work.
Yeah, show it to me.
Yeah. So, I'm going to show it for you. Already have it in there, so you're good to go, Saeed. But my team, let me just do a quick check-in without any pressure. So don't feel any pressure. My two, Matt and Jennifer, I don't want to get you guys all worried and stressed. How are you guys doing on those articles for the 60 PLR?
Well, the main one, the how-to, is with you for review. And we're working on the second ones probably next week, I would assume.
Okay, so good.
Yeah.
So I sent you guys all a list of articles that we're going to be doing, like how do you activate a course and start selling it? How do you combine courses together? How do you do an all access to all the courses and sell all the courses? That type of thing. So those are things that will be coming here soon. And I see Brenda's and Cheryl's hands up, Sherry. So give me a second and I'll get right to you guys. With the 60 PLR, we will send you an email. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you an email that's going to take you to the Actionera website. Okay. I'm going to give you an unlock code. And this is for anybody that has the 60 PLR that gets it, that's paid for it. You're going to get an unlock code that will unlock a topic, or under I call it content. So under the content section of the website. What is going on with my internet? Let's try this again. Okay. That will unlock a topic called 60 PLR content. When you click on that, it will take you here and it'll give you.
Not seeing your screen, Albert. We don't see your screen.
Well, maybe that'll be helpful. So let's go back. All right. All right. So that unlock code will unlock under the content section here, this new thing called 60 PLR content. When you click on it, it'll come here and it'll say, here's the import file for the 60 PLR courses. Whoa, that's a giant. I need to reduce that size. And instructions. And then this button, when you click on this button, it will download the zip file to your computer that you'll go into your account. You'll go over here to import, export. You go to bulk import and you upload that zip file. And all of those courses will be uploaded to your account. That's all you have to do to get them to your account. However, we've also we are also giving you access to the raw content of all 60 courses. So when you click on the products, you get all of the all 60 courses will be listed here. When you click on a particular course, it'll say what this course is all about. And then if you click here, it will download to your computer, which is doing right now. You guys don't see it. The zip file. So if you open up that zip file, you'll be able to see all the content in there. And there's some content in there that we didn't use in the actual course. So it'll have the license in there. It explains the license, all that sort of thing. Okay. So So this is basically where you go to actually get the zip file, download it, upload it, and then access to all the individual pieces of content of those 60 PLR courses. Okay. All right, let me take some questions, and then about anything. So Brenda, do you have a question?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I just had a question about the course, the tags.
For the 60 PLR or for
Just what you went over. You went over the course and setting up the courses. And then how did the tags come into play?
Okay, so if you go over here to courses, when you create a course, well, when you create a course after you fill in this form here and hit submit, what it's going to do, it's got to load here so I can show it to you, is it's going to give you a specific unlock code for that particular course.
All right.
So next to that course will be this 6-digit number.
Yeah.
This is the number that you give to people to enroll them in the course. Okay. Now, the tag is specifically to make this course only available to specific people. So if I created a course that was only for, Actionera clients, I don't want everybody seeing that course and enrolling in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a tag called Actionera clients. And so when you go to my website or you go to my app, when you go to that course section, you'll see that course and you'll be able to enroll in that course. It may be even right there instantly. Or I'll give you a code because you have the tag and it's make it visible. So the tag over here for when you're creating a new course is making so who gets access to that course, who gets to see it, who gets to enroll in it, in other words. Okay. But then when you actually create a course, you can create tags for lessons. So if you wanted to create a course that's 10 lessons long and you wanted to tag 7 of the lessons and make 3 of them not tagged, what that allows you to do is it allows you to give the first 3 lessons of that course away for free as a trial. And then if they want the other 7, they have to purchase it. And then you give them the unlock code for that tag that will unlock the other 7. So that's how you would use the tags in lessons inside of a course. So tagging has lots of different, applications with courses. Who gets to see the course in order to enroll in it? You can even tag an entire category. So like, for example, under here, I could have 10 categories, but only 3 are public and 7 are for my clients. Right. So who gets to see the category, who gets to see and enroll in a course based off of whether or not they have the tag or not. And then the lessons are based off of, do you want to give a trial or do you want them to complete a lesson first before they can do the next lesson? If so, they complete the lesson, they notify you, they send you their notes, they send you their journal questions and answers, and then you give them the next code to unlock the next lesson. That type of thing. So it's designed to be very, very, very flexible.
So if you have a course and there's no designation and it's just available for anybody that signs up as a member on your page to purchase a course that's there.
Yeah.
How do you designate that?
Yeah. So if I want to make this course free, right? Well, no, so
available, not free.
What do you mean by available?
Oh, available to anybody that signs up as a member.
Yeah. So if I wanted to, let's say, make these 2 courses only available to enroll in to free members, then I give these 2 courses the free tag.
Okay.
Okay. And so if someone came to my website and they're not a member, they would only see this one. They won't see these two, but then they become a member. These are then unlocked, and then they can enroll in them or purchase them, or you can give them, you can go to the sales page and say, this is a totally free course. You enroll in it right now and give them the unlock code, and they just input that unlock code and they get access to that course.
So then the tag is no tag.
No, it depends. If you want only free members to have access to that course, you give it the free tag. But if you want them to enroll in the course, they're not using a tag, they're using the enrollment code. Remember, when you create a course,
Yeah.
it generates an enrollment unlock
Yeah.
code.
No, I
Yeah.
thought you said if they're not a member and they're just on the page and they see the course, like a free course that they could
Yeah.
just take.
No matter what, in order for them to access a course, they have to become a member.
Oh, okay. I thought the way
No matter
you said
what.
you didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So someone cannot take a course in the app or the website if they're not a member.
Okay, so the free tag is just for the member, and then once they go to enroll, if they have to pay for it, that information will be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So our plan is once this goes live on the website, we'll do a extensive, not like 60-minute, 90-minute training. We'll do a half-day training on how to build courses using Actionera and what it'll look like in the app and what it'll look like in the website. So because that's also something that Amon has plans for too, because Amon is going to be starting to shift all of his course creators over from Thinkific to Actionera, because this is going to be as good, if not better. And
Better.
for most people, it doesn't cost them, I mean, it costs them something, but it doesn't cost nearly as much as what the monthly cost of, Thinkific or whatever. So,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. Cheryl.
Hey, Robert. The course
Yep.
stuff is very cool. First of all, I wanted to say I'm very excited about it. And I have a couple of questions. The first one is a really quick one. If members, do members use the same password to log into the app as they log into the
Yes.
website?
It's the same account.
Awesome. Okay, so that was the one question. And then the other question was to do with offering free members one of these courses for free and not charging for it. And you kind of answered that when you were talking to Brenda. So we would just put, if we wanted to offer a course free with no charge to anybody who comes through as a free member, would that course just go on the welcome screen for the free members?
Sorry, say that one more time, because my brain turned off at 1 second there.
No worries. Okay, so I want to use one of the PLR courses as a free
Yeah.
gift to give to free members. So do we give the course the free tag so that they don't need an unlock code, and then do we put that course in the welcome screen for those free members, or?
No, they're already organized. They'll already be available. So here's where those 60 PLR courses. So the 60 PLR courses are not delivered through the course module. Okay, they're delivered through a directory called My Courses. Okay, so so if I go. So let me just pull up the 50 PLR course website here. And I'm going to log out. Okay. So when you upload the 60 PLR into your account, what's going to happen is a directory is going to be created called Video eCourse Store. Now you can change this name if you want, but that's what we did. We named it this. When they click on that, it then goes and it gives them 3 categories: health and wellness, business success, mindset, and personal growth. When I click on mindset and personal growth, it will then list out all the courses that are available. Now, this is only if you unhide these courses. So it will be empty until you unhide them. Okay. So What does that mean? Saeed, what is the name of your app again? I forget.
Growthly wise.
Okay, that's right. Okay, Growthly Wise. Okay. So I know this exists here for Saeed. So all the courses that makes it public to the users to see and to buy or enroll in are organized as products. So when you go into your account after you upload that zip file and after you get confirmation that import has succeeded, you go here to products and it lists out all 60 of the courses here. Okay. So when you do the import, all 60 of these courses are hidden. They're not available. So if I went to mindset and personal growth, it'll say empty. There's nothing there. We have it unhidden here as an example. So you see it has the hide tag. So these are the 60 courses in Saeed's account. So if Saeed wanted to make this course available for people to be able to learn about and sign up for, he goes to update. He goes to I must have internet issues. God, that's terrible. He goes to, well, I'm just going to explain it. He goes and he deletes the hide tag, or he changes to free, for example. And then he puts in a call to action link to where people go to purchase the course, or call to action link right here to purchase the course or opt in to get the course. So he deletes that hide tag. And if he deletes the hide tag and there's no tag, everybody gets to see it, whether they're a member or not. Now, what do I mean by they get to see it? They get to see the sales page, the info page, which looks like this. Okay. So so if he only wants free members to see it, then he changes that tag to free. And if they're a free member, then they'll see that item on the list. But if you want to sell these courses or give them away, or get people to opt in for them, then just don't do a tag at all. Okay. And what's going to happen is it will then display that course and it'll make it available. So you don't have to offer all 60 of them. You can handpick the ones that you want to offer. All right. Now, someone signs up for a course, and every course has an unlock code because every course has its own tag. So if we take the Embrace Your Weirdness course, and you wanted someone to register for that or enroll in that, then you just go find that course, Embrace Your Weirdness, and this is the code. So they input that code into his unlock code page here. And then what happens is, so now let me log in. They set up an account, they're logged in. What happens is that there's a new directory that is created called My Courses. Okay. And when they click on My Courses, it will then give them all the courses that they have access to.
So either the ones that are on the unlock.
Hold that thought one quick second. Hold on a second. Sorry, my dad just called me real quick. So these are all the courses that a person has purchased or unlocked. That's where they take it now. So if I've just purchased Less is More, when I click on it, it then now gives me the entire course. Here are the 10 lessons. Here's the ebook link. Here's the extra document links here. And when they click on the lesson, it pulls up the lesson, and the lesson, it's a video course. So it has video. In the app, there are journal questions. So there's actually journal questions in the app, but since we don't have journal in the website right now, So this is how they access the course. Now, if they have the app and they log into the app, they're going to see a directory called My Courses in the same concept. They'll give them a list of the courses. So that's how that works with the 60 PLR.
Okay, so they'll see a list of courses, whether they were given it free or given a tag to purchase it.
Right. One way or another, they have to input a unlock code to get that course.
Right.
So you remember the license on these courses says that you can sell it. You can give it away for an opt-in. You can make it you make these courses part of a paid membership. What you can't do is just give them away for free without some exchange. So in other words, and you can't make them part of a free membership. So you don't want to say, hey, if you become a free member, I'm going to give you 10 free courses, right? You can't just give that away. You can say, if you become a member, I'm going to give you a way to get 10 free courses. And then each course they'd have to click on, put in their name and their email address to get the unlock code to then unlock it. That is okay. The other way is not okay. It's stupid, I know, but that's the way the license works.
So would you need a sales page, link?
There's sales page. All of them already have built-in sales pages. Okay. I mean, they're not fancy sales pages. That's this whole directory, video e-course store. Click on it, and then click on a course, and then you've got, this is what this course is all about. And then this is the button to whatever, buy it or purchase it or get it for free or whatever. That is a link that you have to, send them to, like a payment page or opt-in page or whatever. Now, what's cool is with the WYSIWYG, you'll be able to come in here and insert an opt-in form right into the WYSIWYG. And then they click on that or they just put the name and information right in there. You won't have to have them click on the button to register. They can just get it for free by putting in their name and email address in that form that you inputted in the WYSIWYG. So those are things that will show as that stuff comes out. Okay.
Just one last question and follow up from that. Then I've got opt-in pages created in my card account. So that's where I would use those.
Sure. Yeah.
And then I've already, like back in the app, when we had the first 60 or 50 or whatever PLRs, I had already unhidden some of those in my app, and I was using a opt-in page. Will they still be the same way, or will I have to start over?
No, those have been wiped out. They're gone.
Okay.
So you're gonna replace them, then you have to go back in and change them. So if that's the kind of the deal to get the new 60 PLR. You still got the same 50, but you get 10 extra, and it's organized a lot better than it was before.
Yeah, no, all good. I just wanted to know if I had to actually go in and do that again.
Okay. Yeah, you do.
Okay, thank you.
All right. I'm going to take 3 more questions because we're at the witching hour here, and then we'll wrap up the call. So Sherry.
I actually have a couple, if you'll indulge me.
Yeah, go for
the
it.
first is about the PLR courses because we're on that subject, but then I need to go back to our own courses. So you may remember that I have got one of those in my gift giveaway, not yours. And so now I need to know how quickly I'll be able to get the link to.
I'm just as soon as we hang up this call, I'll upload it for you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay. Then going back to the course module itself, I take it we're going to have to create our own sales page for our courses. Is that correct?
What do you mean your own sales page? Are you talking about outside of the actual Actionera site? Because
no,
this is technically the sales page right here.
It's the sales page.
If you look,
okay,
so if you click on, if they're not enrolled and they click on enroll, they go to the sales page.
Okay, and that call to action text is where you put in the
purchase
the purchase.
Yeah.
link.
Yeah,
Okay. That was basically my question. Thank you.
you bet. All right, Tanya.
Piggybacking off of what Sherry was just asking, it seems like we also need to create a separate page that they would land on for the payment information. Yes.
One way or another, you have to have some shopping cart or link to PayPal or link to Stripe. We don't do anything around payments.
Right.
So you have to have that. Now, when the WYSIWYG comes out, you actually don't need an actual opt-in page anymore because you can just embed a opt-in form into the page, and the button would really only be needed for purchasing the course. So if you want to give this course away for free by them giving their name, their email address, you can just basically come in there and take your Aweber or MailChimp Active Campaign or whatever form that you create that's linked to the list and embed it right in here. So we'll show you how to do that once the WYSIWYG is done.
Okay. All right. And then with the 60 PLR, because you said we could do a bulk upload and or individual upload for the different courses. I know we're not modifying.
No. You can't do an individual upload. The only way you can get all 60 of the courses uploaded in your account, you can hide them, you can unhide them and make them available one at a time. But there is only one way to upload the courses in. That's all of them at the same time.
Okay, got it. Okay, and then if we wanted to add in, not modify the content of the PLR, but to create our own video to add as an extra bonus or whatever it is, how
you just, so the course is made up of lessons. Okay, so you go to lessons, and there's like 1,500 lessons here, so it's going to take a moment for it to load. There's a lot of lessons. Then once this loads, then I'll be able to search for a particular course. So the title of the course. So let's say embrace your weirdness. Okay, so I just type in embrace, so it gives me all 10 of the lessons for that particular course. So then if I want to add a video, then I click on update, and then I go in here and I say add section. And then you can say, well, I want it to be the last piece in there. And then you upload a video, and basically you customize it by adding in more content to that lesson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yep. Alice.
These are all hypothetical questions.
Okay.
Let's say a user, client, customer, whatever, wanders into Actionera and then look at my site, and I'm offering PLR course, Embrace Your Weirdness. And then the user wanders into Sherry's website and find the same course, but Sherry is charging it and I am not charging it. What's to prevent any how
nothing. That's a definite possibility.
Okay.
We have no control over that, and you don't either. So I mean, that's the reality of PLR course content anyway. Yeah, I mean, these courses have probably been downloaded tens of thousands of times, right? Now, the one thing that's coming up, I'll give you guys a little teaser, is that we are creating, we've already had someone create the very first course. We're creating our own series of PLR courses that are written and created by known or best-selling authors. Okay. And so we've got our very first course done, and now we're getting the course content turned into audio files and some video files, and there's going to be an ebook with them and that sort of thing. But the thing that we're going to be doing different, because we're going to be doing one of these courses, and they're very, very high quality course. You guys have seen these courses before. they're kind of like, all right, they're all right, right? They're little, do this, do this, do this. This is good shit. Okay, that's you can quote me on that. It's really good stuff, high quality stuff. Because that's one of the problems that I wanted to solve in the PLR world is that they're cranking this stuff out, and they're just cranking it out by people doing Google searches on like, what's the best way to manage your time, and then it gives a checklist, and then they turn that into a lesson. We want someone to write really good course content that they don't keep for themselves, but they make available to us, people like us that want to resell them. So what we've decided to do is one, to up the quality of the courses and the topics and that sort of thing, like skyrocket the quality. And number two is to make them limited editions. So we will not sell 1,000 or 10,000 of these courses. We will literally make them limited editions, like 300, 400, maybe 500 max is the maximum number of people that can buy this as PLR content to be able to offer on their site. So it's not inundated on the internet. Everybody's got it. Now, within the Actionera world, that's nothing we can do about that. And by the way, these courses that I'm talking about are courses that you absolutely charge money for. You don't give them away for free. They're too good. They're way too good. You can, and they're the kind of courses that you can sell for $50, $100 easily, because it's got that much meat to them. They're not $20 courses. These are high quality courses. So, so that's something that we're hoping to help solve the kind of the challenge with. But what you're talking about is unavoidable.
Yeah, I have a related question, Robert. So, how would everyone know that the course is free? Because Sherry or anyone, they are not announcing it publicly. Only when the person approaches for the course, then that person tells this is a free course for you. Well,
the way they would know that is just by exploring everybody's different websites. So if I log into my account, and the reason why that's possible is because Actionera is a networked platform. So if I go here, and this is in this live site right now, and I go to my account, then I get to see all the websites that I'm a member of within the Actionera network, and just go like, I'm a member of Alice's site. And then I could just click on that and it'll take me to Alice's site. But if I wanted to see all the sites that are available, then I'll be able to click on that and then have an entire list of everybody. So everybody will eventually have their websites in here. So you can be found through the network. Okay. So that's how I think Alice, and Saeed, I think was talking, I think Alice, that it's probably rare that will happen. And like, for example, when we're doing our gift giveaway, we just told everybody in the gift giveaway, don't give one of these 60 PLRs away in the gift giveaway, because almost everybody has them, right? That would just be too much. So, but that is the way it is. That answer your question, Alice?
Yeah. One addition, am I going to assume that, okay, so if Sherry charges $15 for a lesson, whatever, embrace awareness, and I charge only $9, and if they find, the users find out, it's a competitive market, am I correct? Something like that.
Yeah, if that, which I think would be rare, someone comes across a situation like that, then the two people with whoever that person is would just have to deal with it. I mean, we have no control over that. It's just the nature of PLR content.
And there's no global search for a course, so that it's not a global search that you search for a course.
No, not at all.
So that's good.
No, it's all individual.
Yeah, it's individual.
Yes,
so everyone has to go to each one and then find out.
There's no way for someone to search for. There's no way for someone to search for a course and then it pops it up and says, well, Alice has it, Saeed has it, and Sherry has it. And it's not like Amazon where you can search and say, here's all the sellers of it. No, it's not like that.
Yeah. So that stops it,
Alice, count on there will be one person who will do that, and don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's kind of like when your cell phone company offers a really good deal only for new users. And you think, well, darn, I've been with them for 20 years. Why can't I get that deal? That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So if they have paid, $19.95 for a course on my site, and then they find it for $9.95 on your site, they might be mad, but there's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah. That's what you call SOL.
Yep.
All right, Suzanne, what's your question? And then we're going to wrap up the call. Suzanne.
Yeah, I had to unmute, sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so I'm just curious. Clearly there's a utility or stepped process to get the PLR in there. Is that something that we can do ourselves with our own PLR that we already own?
No, you'd have to manually add that in yourself.
Oh.
Yeah, the only way that you can do a bulk import is if Actionera provides you with the zip file that is properly formatted for that. So when you go to that page and you click on bulk import, it says only use this if you've been provided with a properly formatted zip file from Actionera, something like that, right?
Okay.
We have lots of plans to do lots of things with the bulk import, like when the action list comes out, we're going to create a marketplace. So you guys can create certain action list or action list courses and sell them to other content creators. And then that can be, imported and have that action list instantly in there. You could even do that with your own course. If you wanted to create a course that you wanted to sell for other people to resell, like almost like PLR, you could do that, but the Actionera would have to create those specific files for you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Good call. Just when it always works out. Just when I'm like, oh God, we're probably only gonna have an hour's worth of stuff to talk about here. It doesn't. It works out and it goes and we have more fun. So, all right. Well, okay. A reminder tomorrow that the great and wise Matt Thomas is running, which we're all not worthy of. And he has the potential to earn 1,000 stars tomorrow. Yes, I know, Matt.
That ought to get him out of the hole.
The great and wise Matt will be leading the call tomorrow, where he's going to be talking about gamification and ways of setting up your content and that sort of thing. I have no idea what he's going to talk about, so I'm going to be there, wondering and hopefully not correcting him on anything. But you know what, Matt is an expert. He knows this system like the back of his hand. It's rare that I have to correct him on anything, but he's going to be leading that tomorrow. I get to hang out with you guys, and that's at 4 p.m. Pacific tomorrow. Okay. Now, last thing I want to say is that there may not be another Actionera web support call this year, depending on the status of the course. Did I say Actionera course call? Actionera web call. Depending on the status of the course module being done or not done. So we may not do another Wednesday call until the first part of the year, depending on the status of that. Okay. So just keep your eyes out. Normally we'd have it every 2 weeks, but I think we're like close to Christmas, in 2 weeks from now. I don't know. But
2 weeks is the 21st.
Yeah. So we're most likely not going to have a call on the 21st unless by some miracle we have the course module done. So don't just keep your eye out for an update on that. Okay. But we'll do Thursday calls up until the 22nd. So that would be our last Thursday call of the year. And then my team and myself are off. I'll be monitoring just emergency emails from Christmas to New Year's. Okay. And but we'll be monitoring things, but I'm giving my team the time off. I'm forbidding them from doing any work or they'll lose stars like crazy. Yeah, the North Star, the star on top of their tree will be taken away from them. All right, that's it. Thank you guys. Have a good day.
Wait, quickly.
We'll
Bye, everybody.
good night.